Hi everyone, you're just in time for another great story. Farley and the Lost Bone by Lynn Johnston and Beth Cruikshank. It was a perfect day in spring. The grass on the lawn was green, the breeze was soft, and the warm sun soaked into Farley's fur. It felt wonderful after the long winter. Elly was outside too. She hummed a happy song as she dug in her flower bed. Seeing Elly dig reminded Farley of something he had wanted to do all winter, something he couldn't do while the ground was covered with snow. Now the snow was gone, but Farley couldn't remember what he had wanted to do. Farley thought and thought. What did Elly digging remind him of? Was it playing with the other dogs in the park? No. Was it rolling in the cool, soft dirt to rub off the itchy fur he was shedding? No. Farley knew there was something he had really wanted to do when the snow was gone. It bothered him that he couldn't remember. Then he saw John pick up a wrench. He remembered. Elly had given him a big, juicy, meaty bone. He had buried it in the yard. That night, the snow had fallen and the ground had frozen. He hadn't been able to dig up his bone. All winter long he had dreamed about that bone, but where had he buried it? Farley couldn't remember. He thought and thought. Then he had an idea. Maybe that's why Elly was digging in the flower bed. She was trying to find his bone for herself. Farley ran to the flower bed and started to dig. He had to find that bone before Elly did. But he didn't find the bone in the flower bed, and Elly yelled and chased him away. Farley thought and thought. Then he had an idea. Maybe the bone was under John's railway set. But he didn't find the bone under the railway set, and John yelled and chased him away. Farley thought and thought. Then he had an idea. Maybe the bone was in Lizzie's sandbox. But he didn't find the bone in the sandbox, and Lizzie shouted and chased him away. Farley thought and thought. Then he had an idea. Maybe the bone was in Michael's fort. But he didn't find the bone in the fort, and Michael yelled and chased him away. Farley was sad. Everyone in his family was mad at him. He hadn't meant to bother anyone. He just wanted so badly to find his bone. Farley slipped away to his special place. It was where he always went when he wanted to be alone. Farley lay quiet and sad, not thinking of anything at all. The cool breeze ruffled his fur, and the sun sparkled and danced through the leaves around him. It shone brightest on a spot near him where the dirt was looser and the fallen leaves had been scraped away. It looked like someone had been digging there last fall. Farley jumped up in excitement. He dug and dug as fast as he could. There it was, his bone. Now he remembered where he had buried it. Farley danced out on the lawn to show the family his bone. "Oh ho, that's why you were digging all over the yard," John said. "Aha," Michael smiled. "I wouldn't have yelled if I'd known you were just looking for your bone." "Poor Farley," Lizzie patted him. "You weren't being bad, you were hungry." Farley was happy. Finally he had found his bone. Even better, no one was mad at him anymore. Then Elly came around the corner of the house. "Ugh," she said, "that looks disgusting." Farley agreed. It was the yummiest bone he had ever had. He flopped down to enjoy his treasure on the new green grass, where the breeze was soft and the warm sun soaked into his fur. "Time for supper," Elly called. Supper sounded like a great idea to Farley. But if he left his bone alone, someone might take it. Farley decided to put his bone well out of sight. He dug a deep hole, placed the bone inside, and covered it carefully. He knew it'd taste just as good when he dug it up again tomorrow, or the next day, or the next. If he can just remember where he buried it. Thanks for joining me today. Check out these links for more great stories. And before you go, don't forget to subscribe.